Cool. So thank you, Kiran. Thanks for the intro and all. And one second. Mm, yeah. And thanks everyone for joining today's demo. And we will be talking on the course of agentic automation, like which we will be covering in the next couple of weeks, right? And so this is going to be the demo session on like what are we going to cover and what's our agenda and what you could able to get uh, after the end of the course, right? So, and this session we will not be covering any technical or anything related to the agentic, but we are going to set the stage or the expectations what we are going to cover in our course. So let me share my screen.
Yeah, we are able to see your screen as well as
Thank you.
yeah.
So it's batch 4, not the batch 3. So we are going to kick off our batch 4 for the UiPath Agentic Automation course, like which we have already covered 3 batches in the past couple of months, and where we have uh, covered the basics to the advanced level or real-time implementations of the agents as well. And so what our team has done in the last 25 days, like whoever is part of our course, like without having any knowledge prior to that into the agentic. So this is one of the end-to-end agentic process which they have built while in the course after the course completion. And this is the project which we are going to build as part of our entire curriculum. And I'm Pathrudu Chintakayala, and I'm UiPath MVP for 3 years in a row. And also, I have done almost all the certifications, whatever we have on the UiPath side, like all the architect certification and all the professional certifications, and it's like developer testing or agentic. So AI based everything like I have covered in terms of the certifications. And so when did I started with the UiPath Agentic? So I started the UiPath Agentic exploring the UiPath platform for the Agentic in the December 2024. Yeah. Uh, by that time, it is not yet released out to the market. So I was exploring this product in the UiPath testing environment itself, like before that getting released into the market. And in the 2025, uh, that's where like UiPath has launched it officially into the general availability, right? And it was available to everyone from the 2025 April, I guess, April or May. So then we started with that. And then we have covered 3 batches, and now we are going to go with the batch 4. And so what actually we want to cover, right? Like, so in terms of like RPA versus agentic, or what actually happening with the RPA, and why do we need to learn the agentic right now, and why this should be the right time. So if you are going through, or if you are planning to switch a job, or even upgrade yourself in your organization. So it depends from the organization to organization when it comes to the internal things in terms of upgrading or going further on the skills, or like whether the implementations are available or not. But just imagine like if you are trying to switch, now every job description includes the agentic word, and every interview they will ask about the agentic. And obviously like now the RPA roles, and of course you do have the RPA roles, it will not go to it will never die, but RPA roles requires the agentic capabilities into that. So it should adopt it. Like if you remember, a couple of years back, the people used to ask about more on the document understanding, AI center, and all these questions when it comes to the UiPath. And now the people are asking about the agentic, right? And obviously, like in terms of salaries, also getting it will get started stagnated now, and without the agentic, like it's very hard to get grow. So yep. So we are going to cover everything. Whatever you see after our course, even you can directly go for the agentic professional certification exam, and you can attend for it, and you can clear it. So that's how we are going to cover. It's not necessary for you to specifically spend time of even for the learning of agentic professional. So which we will be covering it from our end, and everything is available. Like you can just directly schedule and you can clear your exam. And this is what we can assure you in terms of the certification. So whatever we are going to cover as part of our course, that should be good enough to attend for the certification exam and clear it. And obviously, like now, if you are having this certification, that really helps when it comes to your job search or whatever, right? Even the internally as well to showcase. So yeah, there is a lot of free content available. Even we also release a lot on the YouTube and all. So what actually differs, right? Like when you already have something on the YouTube for free, then why should you join? See, in terms of the free content, whether it's sessions or the events or even the YouTube, right? So you will be getting the topics like build your first agent or use your context rounding in the agent, right? And such a like whatever the starter packs we will be having or the base content you will be having, or how to do basic things like how to do will be available. But what actually the behind the concepts? What how we should approach in terms of building it? So whenever you see some video, it will show you that like how do you create an agent or how to build your first agent, but it will not tell you what actually the behind the screens, like how the agent should be planned or designed and implemented. So we will be having a lot of stages, right? So we need to go for the life cycle understanding, right? And also the biggest thing is that like which you will be missing a lot is the testing of the agents, where it is that actually gives you the confidence to deploy an agent into the production, and the decomposition framework, like how you organize your RP projects, similar to that, how do we organize our agent solutions, right? And how do we keep the human in loop? It should be along with the agent or outside of the agent. So what are the pros and cons, and how do we decide on it, right? So all these things like which you will not be having, like as features you will be having for free in the content, but when it comes to the methodology or the concepts, right, that's the where like the course differs from the free content. And what we are going to have is that like we can have the live build, that like we will be building the conversational agent and the context grounding and the tool integrations, and also we will debug that agent properly, and we will deploy that to Slack or the Microsoft Teams. So either of these two, we can deploy this particular agent. So these will be available in terms of the human or like the people to chat directly from the um, internal communication platform. Like if it is a Microsoft Teams, it will be from the Teams. If it is the Slack, then it will be with Slack. So how we will see the live deployment, how we will deploy these conversational agents as chatbots to your Microsoft Teams, and how it can be used, and how every tool integrations works. And also we will show you the debugging as well, like in case if any problems are getting come, or obviously we are intentionally will leave a couple of things, misconfigurations, so that when you're testing it, the agent will fail. So the way we actually cover our sessions is always in terms of like, let the agent fail, let us debug, fix, and rerun. So that's how we actually cover our sessions. So we will be learning from the failures of the agents and we will be fixing them. So that's how we are going to cover our entire course curriculum. And in that, we will be building one conversational agent. So what we are going to build is based on the use case, but what we have delivered in our past three batches is that the conversational agent, one autonomous agent, where the unattended execution of the agent happens, and one we build the end-to-end Maestro BPMN flow, like where it works the real project in a healthcare domain. So these are the three processes we have covered, and along with that, like we covered on how do we handle the PI, personal identifiable information, and the guardrails and evaluation. So we have covered we haven't only covered in terms of just building them, but we covered in terms of the security, compliance, and the safety of the agent as well. So that's how we covered all the three projects. So what are we going to cover as part of our sessions is that we are going to build first understand the life cycle, and then we will go over UiPath Studio Web, like where we will be building all our agents and even some RPA flows in the Studio Web itself, right? Then we will be covering the AI trust sphere, which is prerequisite in order to enable the agents, right? And also make some configurations and all the rules or the compliances, security, and everything will be handled through. And then we will go for the low-code agent builder, like where we can build our agent by configuring the prompts, tools, and everything. And then we will cover the integrations, like where we will be having the UiPath integration services, which will help us in terms of like communicating the agent to communicate with the external applications and all. And then we have the context grounding, which we will be covering a real-time context grounding or the static context grounding, and also the context grounding from a different uh, cloud sources, not only the storage buckets or internal data. So we are going to cover all the possible avail methods of context grounding and making the context grounding or the RAG as a real time. So we can have our RAG to be real time. And then we will be building the conversational agent. While building the conversational agent, we are going to cover the concepts of prompt engineering. So we will not do in such a way that like first we will cover all the concepts and then we will building the agent. But what we will do is we will cover the concept prompt engineering while we are building the agent itself. So we will cover the concepts of prompt engineering and then we will be writing the prompts for conversational agent. At the same time, we are going to add the tools to it and then we will be deploying it to the teams. And then we will be covering the MCP servers and the autonomous agents and the evaluations. See, for the MCP server, we will be covering the concepts of MCP servers, but we will not be using that as part of our use case, which is not really required here. But um, in case if it requires, like we will be showing up um, how this conversational works or the MCP servers works. So so that like you can even use it like when it is really required in the future, like because we will be having multiple MCP server types where you can build it your custom, or you can combine your UiPath automations to an MCP server, or you can even consume an external MCP server by a different vendor as well. So based on the requirement, when you think that like it really requires an MCP server, then you can use that. But we are going to cover the concept of the MCP server and how you will be using that in the UiPath. But we will not have any use case recommendation as of now with the MCP servers in the UiPath side. But when it really required, you can simply use it because we are going to cover the concept of MCP servers and how to use them as well. And then we will be using the human in loop as well. And also we will be testing this agent with the evaluations. So we will be covering the evaluations concepts, and then we will be doing the testing or the evaluating the agents. So that's how it goes for the evaluations. And then we will be having the concepts which we require for the Maestro, and where this time we will be including the BPMN and along with that master flow and the case as well, case management as well. So all the three of them we are going to cover whatever we have for the master features, and we will understand or the use case which we are trying to build. So along with that, we are going to cover the a coded agent as well, like which is built on the Python, and which we will be deploying it to the UiPath, and which we will be using in the next uh, uh, sessions. And also, along with them, we are going to cover the coding agents as well, like the GitHub Copilot or the Cursor or the Cloud Code or the UiPath Autopilot. So how we will be using. So we are going to use that in all over the places when we start building. So we will be using even the copilots or the autopilots extensively as part of our course, so that like along with this agent development, you will be getting more and more hands-on on like how to use the autopilot and leverage the AI coded agents for your development, like how we can speed up the things and all. And then we will be completing the capstone. And so, yeah, by end of this course, you'll be having 3 deployed projects, and also like you'll be having the methodology which we use for the building, and also you'll be ready for the UiPath Agentic Professional Certification. Yeah. So these are the 3 different real world projects which we have built, and like the IT help desk agent and the KB article knowledge base article generator, and then we have the healthcare claims education, which we have covered as part of our past batches. And so these are the some questions I can say, right? Um, what are the guardrails, different guardrails, and how do you use in UiPath? That we are going to cover for sure. And what are the different RAG strategies we have? Yes, we are going to cover. And the biggest challenge is that like how do you convince your business stakeholders that like, hey, my agent works as expected, you can use it without any issues, because the trust is the biggest challenge everyone is facing. So now even that also can be that also we are going to cover. And so what about the same context and retrying the agent retrying the same
Nama?
text? The agent retrying with the same context, or the executing or resuming the flow with the same data where it has got failed. So that also we will be covering, and how we will be debugging the agents and deploying into the production. And we will be covering the 2 pillars which can actually which like by which we can trust the agent. So that also we are going to cover. So like not only
Nama?
this, can you please go on mute? So,
Nama.
Jaiprakash, can I just please go on mute, please? Yep, I think we are good.
Okay. So not only these questions, like we have a lot of questions which can be answered, and um, so what actually we are going to deliver, right? So you'll be having three deployed projects, and you'll be getting all the session recordings through our dedicated LLM part portal, and where you'll be getting access. And I can promise up to the next 1 year from the date of uh, by the end of the course date. So you'll be getting access to it. And also, we will be sharing all the solutions or the code, whatever we are building to you. Even that is also through portal. And you'll be getting a detailed class notes for every session, whatever we have covered. And then you'll be having the interview question and answers, right? And then you'll be part of uh, the WhatsApp group, which we are going to have for each dedicated batch. And also, like we will never give you the pre-recorded, like we'll be giving all the live daily sessions itself. And that's what you'll be getting from the Path Academy or like from this course. So this is what uh, by end of day 25, we'll be having these. And let me show how actually some works. So I can go to artsacademy.com, and this is the website which we will be using in order to like share our courses and all. So I can go on. So let me log in with a different profile. Okay. So this is how you'll be getting the access, like where you'll be going through the videos. You can go, sorry. Yeah, you'll be going, you can go through the videos and then you will be getting the files, the session notes, whatever is used as part of our sessions, and then you'll have the quiz for the topic. So that's how you'll be getting. And you can see the course, the class notes that like which covers everything, whatever we are covering as part of our session and in the detailed manner. So yeah, and even topic wise question and answers, some question and answers like which can help in terms of the interview scenario based topic wise, and also you'll be getting the final the question and answers as well, the interview Q&A as well. So you'll be getting everything by onboarding to this particular platform, and I can show you even some resources, like in case if I go here, this is introduction and the build the conversational agent. If I go for conversational agent, I can say .uis file is available where which I can directly deploy it to or import it to the UiPath platform and use it. So by end of the topic, you'll be getting this as well, like the solution file. So whatever we are building, so you'll be getting access to everything, and you can see this, even the explanations for whatever the questions which is not correct as well. Okay, so we will be sharing on this particular platform with all the details and the topics and everything. And even you'll be getting one email once as soon as the topic or the course is updated. With this, I'll open for the questions. If anyone have any questions, please do. Let us discuss on it. Over to you, Kiran.
Yep, thanks a lot, Path, for a detailed like info about what we will be covering in the next 25 days and all. So it will be like daily sessions will be from Monday to Friday. So where we'll be starting from 8:30, and it will be for minimum an hour. On daily basis, we'll be just going with the sessions. It's a weekday batch, and all the things as part of curriculum will be trying to cover, and also we discussed about the IDs also. Let's say we have Cursor, we have uh, GitHub Copilot, we have Claude, and how we can actually integrate with UiPath is also something we just added from the last batch. For the 1 2 batches, we haven't done that, but for the batch 3, we have enabled that particular sessions, and we'll also carry forward that in the batch 4. And I can say that there is also an advantage that we are covering all the tiny level details of the agentic certification platform too, where you can also try to clear that particular exam. So that's also covered as part of the curriculum. So it's not that uh, we just enabling you for the certification, but a major intent is to make sure that you are ready for something with the real world use case scenarios. And it's not that in the resume you can say that it's just at a POC level. You can also project that you have done it at a production level and all. That's how we will try to uh, convey details for the particular things and all. So we just want to hear from you. You have any doubts? You have any queries? Please do let us know. We can just address those things.
Yep. So, can we call this concept as agentic process automation or just UiPath Agentic AI?
You can call this as the agentic process automation because that's what actually we are trying to build when it comes to the end-to-end agentic process.
Okay. So, any prerequisites for the certification, or can any layman who doesn't have even advanced or developer certification also can attempt this?
With the advanced developer certification, so I don't think like we have a prerequisite for certification. But I always suggest like in case if you want to learn the agentic automation, but you should be having at least the conceptual or the detailed understanding of the RPA.
Okay. Because I've done my UiPath this advanced certification long back when UiPath was launched, so that got expired.
Mm-hmm.
So now the price also has increased
I
quite a bit.
don't think like we have any such a prerequisite, right, Kiran?
Okay.
Yeah, we don't have any prerequisite for the agentic platform.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, how much would be the charge for this certification?
That I think you need to go through the document. What is that? 300
It's
USD,
three
right?
hundred dollars. It's three
Yeah.
hundred dollars. Yes.
300. Okay. Okay.
And also, I just want to add, if you are UIRD certified and your certificate is just expiring, I believe you can still write it for free in terms of UIDP till October 2026.
No,
I
that
think
already expired.
it already expired. If
Even
you're
if it is expired.
even it is expired also if your UIARD. So UIARD was decommissioned. It has moved to like UIADP basically.
Mm-hmm.
But if it is UIARD where you have written something by paying, so UiPath is providing an option to enhance your certificate for free of cost
Okay.
for writing the UIADP. You can just ping me like what is the previous certification you had, so that we
Okay.
can help you with how we can actually schedule a UIADP exam basically for free of cost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
So you mean to say like without even any certification, but if we have a conceptual understanding of UiPath and working knowledge in UiPath, we can attempt this certification, right, Kiran?
Yes, yes, exactly. Yes. Because all this agentic platform, I'm agentic certification is concentrating from the basics of agentic builder, so RAG concepts or it's like prompt engineering, all things in and around agentic platform is being covered like integration services, Maestro, uh, all the concepts basically. So I can say if you don't have a prerequisite of even the developer certification, you can still write for this agentic certification platform. Professional thing. And also, if you're not so much confident, you can just go with the associate. That was the first level, and you can just upskill for the professional part.
Sure. So, just out of curious, I'm just asking this question. So, have you guys integrated Agentic AI with ServiceNow?
With ServiceNow, yes, I think for the use case of conversational agent, it is something it integrates with Salesforce, ServiceNow, and it gets a ticket and raises the tickets in the Jira platform and all. I think it's something a use case we have done. We will be also doing as part of the curriculum.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Any other questions we have here?
Yeah, how can we see this as a career path, like the one who is already working in UiPath?
Definitely, there's a career path because, like earlier, let's say when we have some 10 plus years or the 4 plus years of experience, let's say for a developer, it's something like where you will have a capability of building the agents and all. And let's say when you're trying to see for a lead level or else an architect level, it's
Mhm.
earlier like you're there in a place where you will try to decide whether this can be done with something with the core UiPath capabilities, or as like it can be done with some other integration platforms. Let's say like we have invoice processing, whether it can be just been utilizing the core UiPath capability, or it's like we need to utilize the document understanding, right? But
Yeah.
again, like now you also will be in a state that you'll be trying to assess whether this can be achieved with the agents or not. Everything can be achieved with the agent, but what this course will define you as something like when particularly you should be adopting with the agents and when you should be utilizing the RPA flows and all, right?
Okay. So
That enablement you can see here when you are going with this particular course and all. I can say like every RPA flow can be built with an agent, but it again involves cost perspective, right? But again,
mhm.
we will be understanding the pure concept of when we can leverage an agent and when we can leverage an RPA workflow basically. That thing we can easily distinguish when we are end of the particular course here.
Okay. So
Yeah,
here the thing is that in companies the situation is like now uh, they are looking at side paths, like once the cloud core has entered, it is doing everything. So we are in a position now to convince clients that this UiPath agentic automation or UiPath this part is best
exactly.
than
See,
cloud.
the thing is like doing it in like let's say like doing it in a POC level. Yes, I agree. Like when the cloud works much better, let's say. But again, like when we try to go with an enterprise level like implementations and all, there are a lot of other things we just need to also consider, right? So in terms of security, in terms of governance, in terms of scalability, all these things comes into picture.
So
Even in terms
yeah.
of traceability and all these things. So let's say you can build something on the on Cursor or Python, or like Python
Mhm.
agents and all, but where is a platform that orchestrates all these things, right? So
Yeah.
so UiPath is such a platform where you can have all the visibility basically. Like it's like whatever cases that's been done, like you'll have an understanding of what actually uh, at each level trace and all this thing. What is happening as each step that can be easily traced out here. So at an enterprise level or an organization level, it's not like how fast you're implementing, how scalable we are
Scalable.
trying to have, or it's like how secure the solution is, or it's like how visible to the organization leadership and all these things basically. All things covers here. It's not
Yeah.
only just at a tool perspective. It's something like at a problem statement perspective. We'll be trying to talk here.
Yeah. So if that information we have means we are in a state now to convince clients that we have to stay back with UiPath than cloud. Because
Exactly.
I work for healthcare client. I mean, so since past 10 years I'm working with healthcare clients only. So
Okay.
for them, first it is the security, scalability, and third they prioritize the cost. So it
Exactly.
is an important factor to look into that.
Even me and Path is also working with the same org, and we were working with a healthcare US fintech basically.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Thanks.
Anything else we want to hear from the team? Abhishek, Prakash, Madhavan, Manisa, Deepak, Naveen, Padma, Parvati, Pavan, Sai, Satish. I think we are done. Yep. Sorry. Anybody still wants to speak?
If no one is speaking, one final question like, how can we, means once we are done with this certification,
Uh-huh.
how can we position ourselves? Means if we are switching the company,
Okay.
like hikes, how can we ask?
See,
Obviously, for 5 years or so, they can ask 100%. Like for the over
hike.
experienced guys.
Yes, yes. Hikes is totally depend upon the market trend and the skill what you basically possess again, right? Like I can say like minimum parameter we can consider when we are trying to expect the salary and all. It's like let's say you have 5 years of experience. Minimum thing is like it's 2x of your experience. Let's say you're having 6 years of experience. Minimum you can expect is like 2x. It means like it's around role LPA, and like maximum you can say is like it's around 4x we can try to consider basically. And it's not like every time it's a parameter. Before like post pandemic, it was the scenario like how many years you were working for an organization and like how stable you are basically. But after pandemic or COVID situations, like it's been totally different. Like the thing is like we have the requirement, you have the skill, and we are ready to pay based on the requirement basically and based on the skill you have at that particular time and all. So that matters the most. But again, like uh, but this is the skill I have been seeing in all the companies on all the interviews and all. You see every opening nowadays, like it's been definitely been asked with the agentic platform and all. So you can position something like initially start working with something on the RPA part and all, but from the last 1 year you've been building a lot of POCs, and you've been part of real time implementations of agentic platform and all. So that's what you can position something for the bigger roles and all.
Okay, so the traditional UiPath projects, so we generally used to do like some, depending upon the scale and size of the project, we used to develop like 3 months or so, like right from
Even
getting,
even even
getting signed up.
that
So
that
how this
that's
agentic?
what happening. Yeah, that's what again like even the traditional RPA flows like earlier we were building with 3 months, but now again like it might be decreased to at least like 1.5 month or 2 months because like we had a autopilot inside of your path which is helping
Mhm.
out with even generating the low code XAMLs also, right? And even with the external integrations of Cursor or else like Cloud or else like GitHub Copilot, even like you provide the PDDs or the prompts or something else, like we are able to generate the code, but it's not 100% that can be utilized. But at least like if you have all the skills of an RPA developer, like you can reduce this particular life cycle of the development here.
Yeah, the
Even
thing is,
like
this is the biggest challenge again. Like earlier, we used to get billing for 3 to 4 months for a project. Like 3 months, we have developed in two weeks for hypercare also. So
exactly.
here
That's
it is reduced to 1.5 month or less than a month. So
that's
what
what
about the
the
position for
that
next
that's
project?
what the shift happened. That's what the shift happened now. Earlier, people are selling the hours per particular associate. So even now, like people, I'm like now the organizations are selling the solutions instead of trying to sell the number of hours basically.
Hmm.
So when like it's the speed that's been there in the market or the shift that's been there in the market instead of selling people for a particular project, saying like hey we require 10 resources and this is the billing hours and all. Yeah, that model still exists, but instead of positioning in that particular way, people are now positioning in terms of this is a solution what you can we provide for your problem statement and all. They're trying to sell the technology in terms of trying to sell people earlier. That's what I've seen a shift here.
Okay, so how about production support for these things? Like uh,
Sorry.
production support, like for a normal UiPath. we deploy bots and we monitor them. In case of any issues, we fix them,
Yeah,
or we report them.
the same cycle happens, but again here the major thing we will try to see here in terms of evaluations. Evaluations are nothing but like how we are trying to test a particular agent that's been deployed deployed. So uh, here developing an agent might be taking very less time, but tweaking it to our requirement or tweaking it to work for to our requirement is a major challenge here. So that major time
Mhm.
here we are trying to spend it on evaluations are nothing but testing a particular agent and all. Even like once it's deployed into the product, we have an agent memory. We can also provide the feedback, and based on feedback and based on the agent memory, it will try to enhance the next cases that comes into the particular agent. Let's say there is a case which is not working as expected, and we have provided a particular feedback in the prod, and for the next similar case which comes, it will not behave like a previous one which is trying to fail, or like trying to provide a different solution for us. Like it will try to adapt to the feedback what we have given, and it will start working on the things basically. It's nothing but like it's a
Okay.
continuous improvement that can be implemented here when we have agents deployed in the product basically.
Yeah, understood. So my primary question is like, there in orchestrator we monitor the jobs and all, right?
Yeah, the same thing.
Job
The
sequence.
traces and all same thing happens in the same orchestrator.
Okay. Okay, fine. Thank you. So I'm good. That's all from me.
Yeah.
And one quick question. So do you also show us like the integration service with the cloud agent and show any building
Yes.
any
Yes,
UiPath
we will.
monitor?
Yeah,
Okay.
we will. Not the end-to-end implementation, but again, like this is how it can be built. That's how the basic, maybe one session or two sessions at the very end, we'll try to show that. We have enabled that particular sessions in the last batch.
Okay. Great. Yeah.
I can say definitely if you're something working on the year path from last 3 4 years, or else in the RPA space, yeah, definitely this is the course that is required in the particular skill set. That's what I can say basically. And let's say if you're working on a different tool and you want to understand like can I learn from this scratch, I suggest that you should be at least having of a basic knowledge of what actually your path workflows can be built and all. For that, like you can just ping me, I can provide you a playlist of your path basic sessions and all, like what is your path, where you can build some workflows, how you can work with basic concepts of variables, ornaments, selectors, or as like how you can interact with the UI based, web based, or as like Excel, PDF, database, orchestrator concepts. So those are the sessions we used to train earlier, but again, like those playlists, we are trying to make it available for free. So where we can try to provide you those details, where you can also parallelly work on those things, and this is where you can start building the things. Yep.
Hey, hi. I have one
Right.
question. With the evolution of AI, generative AI, and all, people are looking for like open source Python. With Python, also we can do automation. But how UiPath can stand still with this agentic and all? Means how UiPath making it is unique,
Exactly.
because the price point of UiPath has been changed very differently within some years, as per my
Exactly.
knowledge.
Yeah. So one thing I believe is like, let's say I'm working with an org where we have a capabilities of building it in Python, and also we have capabilities of building with UiPath basically. Even let's say like you build some agent with the Python, you cannot host. There is no platform where you can orchestrate these things and all. There are
Hmm.
platforms again, but again it comes to like visibility. You don't have a visibility what is happening with a particular agent that's been built in Python. So
Okay.
even that particular agent that's been built on Python, we are providing an orchestration platform, and we are trying to even host external agents into UiPath basically, into our into our UiPath platform and all. In terms of price, I agree. Like there is a huge gap in the market. Let's say like you can build with some 1x might be charged 2x in UiPath. But again, that's a platform capability, and where else you can also negotiate with UiPath in terms of pricing and all. It depends upon again org to org and how good you have a relationship with an organization and all basically.
Okay,
And
and
as a one thing I can also say is like it's something like a secure platform we have.
okay,
Let's say when I was speaking with Satish, he was also saying he's working with healthcare domain and all. The first criteria is something like whether we are able to solve the problem or not. The second criteria will be something on the security and governance and all. The third thing comes is again like the cost here. That's also we are trying to say in our organizations also. It depends again. Like I don't say like every organization follow the same criteria and all these things. But again, I believe that it's mostly the platform which is solving a problem and all. That's what we have seen.
okay, and I have two more questions. One is like I have seen I mean, earlier when we have started with RPA, we don't require like programming knowledge and all those. But now I see the people are more, or the interviewer are interested to know whether you know Python or know some programming language. So my question is like whether it is important to have a good programming knowledge.
I can say having that particular programming knowledge again will provide a ease of using a particular platform and all. That's what they're trying to see. Like again, like why they're trying to understand is let's say now we might be building agents using our UiPath platform. Let's say there is an other platform which provides for a lesser cost or as ease of use or we are trying to migrate to that particular tool again what I can say uh, migration of this particular resource to that particular tool again requires the capabilities, right? They just want to have this particular person having a multi skill where they can easily adopt with this all tools. That's what they're trying to see. But again, if you have a programmatical knowledge, that will be add on beneficial. But I can say I'm
Hmm.
also from the same background, but I'm last from the last 10 years I'm working also with UiPath, where
Hmm.
I've been also having very limited knowledge on the programmatical knowledge. I have a basics of Python, but again, you should be having a logical or an analytical mindset where you are
Hmm.
trying to
Yeah.
solve the problem basically.
Okay. And whatever the project that has been discussed today, so those projects we will have proper hands-on, means we will do it, right? It
We
will
will
be
do it from
explained.
scratch. We'll do it from scratch.
Because I have experience, we used to connect, I mean, we have taken trainings. At last, they will tell, okay, industry standard or enterprise level of project we can't
No,
do.
no, 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 no. So whatever the things we are trying to say, we'll be definitely trying to show it from the scratch. It's not that the solution what we are building, we will be not saying hey, this is how we are running. We'll run and this is how you can just project. It's not that. You will be able to parallelly build parallel in the sense like after the sessions you'll be building those things too.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else you want us to hear from Parvati, Pavan,
Hello.
Venkatesh? Yes.
Yeah, hi, this is Sachin Shevkar.
Hey, hi, Sachin.
Yeah, from last 6, 7 years, I am working on UiPath as a UiPath developer. Still, I'm
Uh-huh.
working on a traditional UiPath. So, want to transform myself into agentic AI.
Okay.
So, means that the problem which I'm facing. So means could you explain means how the UiPath agentic AI license cost is calculated? Is it based on number of user, agent, or AI unit, or consumptions? How it works? If now we have only 30 days or 60 days free, uh, free of cost, we can use that agent. But what after that? If I want to explore myself, because now the company not allow us to consume or buy a license for practice purpose. So
Yeah, you can utilize community versions. It's free of cost. Only difference you can see is availability of the models. Like you will have a basic models like maybe uh, in terms of utilization and all, and also you'll have a cap of the limits. Let's say you might be having maybe 100K of units consumption or like LLM calls that can be tokens calls and all these things in terms of community version. So that's the only difference you can see. But everything what we are trying to build in the enterprise level can also be tested, leveraged in your community version. So there is no limit of utilizing these things and in community and the enterprise level. Only difference is like the power of advanced models that cannot be seen in the community versions, but you can say it in the organization levels. I think in the org level, we are even getting Sonnet 4.7 and all. Uh, there are also advanced models which we are trying to leverage.
So, so you mean to say there is no token limits
There
in
are token limits for the
enterprise?
community version.
No,
Community
no, for
version.
enterprise version, like used in organizations, right?
There
So,
will be token limits. Again, it depends. The basic thumb rule here is like it's LLM. It's LLM call. We will try to. They'll try to charge and all. It depends upon
okay.
again tokens and all. But again, uh, uh, your path is not charging based on the token size and all. It's trying to charge for per LNM call. And again, if it is something on the organization level, it will be charged not in again AI units or agent units. Now it's a flexi plan. They're trying to charge in terms of platform units, and again it depends from org to org. Let's say one LLM call might charge for an organization for 0.5 uh, platform units. For some, it might just cost 0.2. It depends on how we are trying to negotiate with you about the team when we are procuring the licenses and all.
Is there
It's a unified platform now, licensing model which says like platform units instead of AI units, agent units, and all those things.
so is there a way where we can identify the usage of tokens
Yeah,
or
we can see that. We can also track the units consumed. Let's say you have deployed an agent and you can trace out per each call, per each run, how many agentic units or actually platform units are getting consumed, or till now, how many platform units got consumed. And all. You can have a dashboard of those things too. You can have a real time tracing of those things.
even the upper limit set to that
We can
particular
set,
user? Like,
we can set
okay,
those things. That all happens in the governance part.
okay, okay.
So we have a question that are we going to cover IXP? No, we don't cover. We are only covering all the things related to agentic and master and all these things. Do we need to buy
No,
cloud
no,
subscriptions
I
for
didn't
those
come.
separately?
We have to add. So the document data extraction we are going to cover as part of the agentic document path. We will not be covering the XP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like let's say if you want to integrate cloud, I believe like you need to have a cloud subscription for sure.
Even if you doesn't want to use the cloud like in the UiPath Autopilot, UiPath provides its own model, Helix 1.5, so you can leverage that.
Yeah. I think it's also Autopilot is also becoming powerful with the latest models infused. Okay, I think we'll take last one question and we'll just wind up for today. And we'll
Yeah.
keep you posted with the recordings for the next. I'm like, we'll have a recording session being published, and we'll just keep you posted whether we'll have a session tomorrow or else like we'll be having a session on Wednesday. Yep.
Yeah, hi, I have two questions. Okay, one is like in agentic, I think we want to use LLM models, right? Like to use that, like we going to use our own subscription, or like is there any subscription where we going to what to take to learn this agentic?
I think we don't require it. It's already part of the platform, your path platform itself. So we can utilize any model and you'll be charged with the same cost basically.
Okay.
You don't require anything. It's like how best it's uh, like meeting your end goal. Let's say like I built an agent. Initially, I utilized ChatGPT 5 point, some X version I've utilized. So sorry, I forgot that one. But it's the end result. The evaluations are giving me a score of 80%. But I have moved to like Sonnet 4.6, where I'm getting an evaluation score of 9 point, around like 92% and all. So it's the same agent you have built, but again, like it depends upon even how model performs. Also, basically, you can also uh, like run your evaluations on multiple models too, where you can also understand that in the prompt I'll be utilizing this model rather than utilizing this model. Basically, yeah, that's how the evaluations are most powerful here, because it's not how you build an agent; it's how you make sure that the same response are given in the like production for the similar case basically.
Okay.
Any other questions? We're gonna take one more. I'll
Uh,
take it as perfect.
could you please share means what you will going means content of
Yes,
course
yes. The
what you will
content of the course I'll be sharing, and it will be minimum 25 plus hours of sessions. And
okay.
again, like the session timings are from morning 8:30 to 9:30, Monday to Friday. It's only weekday sessions. There will be no weekend sessions. And the course fee is like 14,999 for this particular curriculum. So you can contact me for any other queries related to any of the things you have in terms of the course content, the course related things and all. I'll be your initial point of contact. And Pathrudu will be the only trainer for this particular sessions and all. I'll be just mentoring, or like I'll be your. It's not a mentor. It's like I'll be part of your journey where I'll be helping out with all the queries related to your particular course and all. Okay. He'll be also like technically providing you all your queries in the sessions and all. But apart from that, like you have a issue, let's say you want to have a mock interview, yes, I can help you out with the mock interviews. Or else like you need something on the um, recommendations of the particular resume and all. Yes, I can help you out with the recommendations. And let's say like you want some help in identifying the opportunities that was there in the market. Yes, we are also running a couple of community groups in providing information on the job openings and all these things. It's not from last 1 or 2 months. Like we are running it from last 2 years, where we have a community of around 2,000 plus members. Been part of these things where we'll try to post all the stuff related to our things in the UiPath platform and all. Yeah. I'll also share you the links. You can be part of those things, and yes, we are there to help you out to transition your career into the next step. That's what I can assure you. It's one thing I just want to assure is like I don't say like if you join this course you'll be 1,000% getting a job. I can say like you'll be 1,000% be equipped with the skills that are required to move into the next step in your career. That's what I can 1,000% guarantee. Yep. Fine. I think with this we'll try to wind up the session. Yep. Thanks a lot for joining the session. We'll be trying to see you in the next sessions too. Anything else, you can ping me at any time or call me at any time. If I'm not responding, I'll be there to again call you back because we're also working. So just want to make sure that like we will definitely address your question for sure. I think we are good. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for joining session. We'll keep you posted on the next updates. Thank you.
Thanks everyone.